They said Grandpa left us everything, but the lawyer said one name, and it wasn't mine, not even close. I still remember that room. Cold, quiet, heavy, like the walls knew something. I didn't. My name is Claire Dawson, and for 20 years, I believed one thing, that my grandfather loved me, that everything he built would someday come to me. But I was wrong. Or, at least, that's what they wanted me to believe. It started on a rainy Thursday morning, the kind where the sky feels personal. We all gathered in his old house, same place he raised us, same place I spent my summers. Me, my older brother, Ryan, my Aunt Linda, and her son, Marcus. We hadn't all been together in years. Not since the arguments started. Not since money entered the picture. You think he really left anything? Ryan whispered. I shrugged. He promised me he would. Ryan laughed, but it wasn't kind. Yeah, he promised a lot of things. That stung, because deep down, I knew he was right. Grandpa wasn't perfect, but he wasn't cruel either. Or, at least, I thought so. The lawyer walked in at exactly 10 a.m. Tall, sharp suit, no emotion. He didn't smile. That should have been my first warning. We sat around the long oak table, same one Grandpa used to tell stories at. Now, it felt like a courtroom. Thank you for coming, the lawyer said calmly. We'll begin with the reading of the will. My heart started racing. This was it. 20 years of waiting for this moment. He opened the file slowly, too slowly, like he was dragging out the pain. To my beloved family. The room went still. I glanced at Ryan. He looked confident, too confident. Why? Then the lawyer continued. I leave my estate to the one who proved loyalty. Loyalty? What did that even mean? I frowned. What does that? Let me finish. He cut in coldly. Something felt off. Very off. Ryan leaned back in his chair, smirking. Marcus avoided eye contact. And Aunt Linda? She looked relieved. Why would she look relieved? Then it happened. The line that changed everything. The sole beneficiary of my estate is Ryan Dawson. Silence. Complete silence. I couldn't breathe. What? I whispered. This had to be a mistake. It had to be. Ryan exhaled, like he'd been holding it in for years. I guess Grandpa knew who he could trust. He said, trust? What was that supposed to mean? I turned to the lawyer. There's no way. He told me. The will is legally binding, he said flatly. No emotion. No hesitation. Just final. I felt something inside me crack. Not just disappointment. Betrayal. Deep. Sharp. Personal. I stood up so fast my chair scraped loudly. This doesn't make sense. I was there for him. My voice shook. I took care of him. I visited every week. Ryan chuckled under his breath. Yeah, he said, but you weren't the only one. That stopped me. What did he mean? I looked at him, really looked, and for the first time, I saw it. Not confidence, not relief, guilt, hidden but there, small, flickering, but real. Ryan, I said slowly, what did you do? His jaw tightened. Nothing you didn't do, he replied. That wasn't an answer. That was a deflection. The lawyer cleared his throat. There's more, he said. Of course there was, because this nightmare wasn't over yet. He slid a document across the table. Your grandfather left a condition. A condition? For Ryan? Before full ownership is transferred, certain documents must be verified. Ryan's smirk faded. What documents? He asked quickly. The lawyer looked at him, directly, records of care, financial logs, and signed statements. My heart skipped. Records? Statements? What was Grandpa really tracking? And why did Ryan suddenly look nervous? I leaned forward. Can I see those documents? The lawyer hesitated, just for a second, but I caught it. There's no need, he said. This is a private matter. Private? For me? That didn't feel right. Nothing about this felt right. And then I remembered something. A small moment, 2 weeks before Grandpa died. He grabbed my hand, tight, unusual for him. Claire, he whispered, not everything is what it looks like. At the time, I thought he was confused. Now, it felt like a warning I completely missed. I looked back at Ryan. His fingers were tapping the table, fast, restless, like he was waiting for something, or afraid of something. That's when I knew this wasn't over, not even close, because if Grandpa really believed in loyalty, then I needed to prove something, not to them, but to myself. And I had one advantage, something they didn't know. I had been inside Grandpa's house the night before he died, and I saw something I didn't understand at the time. But now, it might change everything. A locked drawer, hidden behind his bookshelf, and inside it, I think there was more than just memories. There was truth, and maybe proof. The question was, what exactly did Grandpa leave behind? And why was Ryan so scared of it? I didn't tell anyone about the drawer. Not Ryan. Not the lawyer. No one. Because something inside me whispered, wait. That night, I went back. Grandpa's house felt different now. Empty, echoing, like it was holding its breath. The rain had stopped, but the air was heavy. I stepped inside quietly. Every floorboard creaked like it was warning me. Don't do this. But I had to. I walked straight to the study. Same room, same bookshelf, same hidden drawer. My hands trembled as I reached behind it, and there it was, locked, just like I remembered. Please, I whispered, let this mean something. I searched the desk, drawers, papers, old receipts. Nothing. Then I froze. The clock, Grandpa's old desk clock. He never liked anyone touching it. Why? I picked it up slowly, turned it over, and there it was, a tiny key taped underneath. My heart started pounding. No way. I rushed back to the drawer, inserted the key, paused, and then, click, it opened. Inside, not money, not jewelry, something much more dangerous. Files, thick, organized, detailed. My hands shook as I opened the first one. Bank statements, dozens of them, transfers, large amounts, every month. Same account, same name, Ryan Dawson. What? I whispered. This didn't make sense. Why would Grandpa be paying Ryan? For what? I flipped through more pages. And then, emails, printed, highlighted. My breath caught in my throat. It was Ryan, writing to someone. Make sure she doesn't visit this week. I'll handle the medications. She doesn't need to know. She? Me? My stomach dropped. No. I kept reading, each line worse than the last. Ryan wasn't just visiting Grandpa. He was controlling everything. The doctor visits, the medications, even who got to see him. Why would he do that? Then I saw it, the final document, a signed statement from Grandpa, but something felt off. The signature looked shaky, forced, and attached to it a note, handwritten, messy, urgent, Claire, if you're reading this, I was wrong. Tears filled my eyes. I trusted the wrong person. My chest tightened. He's not helping me. He's isolating me. I covered my mouth. This couldn't be real. He changed my medication. I feel weaker every day. My knees gave out. I dropped into the chair. He wants control, not care. Silence filled the room. Heavy, suffocating. And then the final line. I hid the truth because I was afraid. But you'll do what's right. I broke. Completely. This wasn't just betrayal. This was manipulation. Control. Maybe even something worse. And suddenly, everything made sense. The will, the loyalty condition, the lawyer's hesitation. Grandpa knew. He knew something was wrong. But he couldn't stop it alone. So he left a trail. For me, the next morning, I didn't wait. I went straight to the lawyer's office, files in hand, heart on fire. He looked up as I walked in, surprised, then concerned. Claire, this isn't. Read it, I said coldly. I dropped the files on his desk. He hesitated, then opened them. His face changed instantly. Color drained. Silence. Long tense. Finally, he spoke. Where did you get these? You know exactly where. I replied. His jaw tightened. This changes things, he said quietly. Yeah, I snapped. It does. Within days, everything exploded. Investigations started. Medical records reviewed. Bank transactions traced. And Ryan? He cracked. Fast. I was just trying to help, he shouted. Help. I fired back. You isolated him, controlled him, lied to everyone. I needed the money, he yelled. There it was. The truth. Ugly. Raw. Real. I was drowning. Claire. Debt. Pressure. I had no choice. You had a choice, I said quietly. You just chose yourself. Silence. The kind that ends things. In the end, the will was overturned, declared invalid, manipulated, fraudulent. Ryan didn't get a single dollar. Not one. The estate. It was redistributed. Fairly. Just like it should have been. But honestly, it wasn't about the money anymore. It never was. A week later, I sat alone in Grandpa's house. Same chair. Same silence. But it felt different. Peaceful. Like he finally got justice. I looked at his photo. Smiled softly. I did what you couldn't. I whispered. And for the first time in years, I felt strong. Not broken. Not betrayed. But whole. Because sometimes justice doesn't come easy. Sometimes it hides in silence. In secrets. In a locked drawer. Waiting for the right person to finally open it.